A few weeks ago, I was on the lookout for some video ideas, and that's when I stumbled onto this video by Charlie. He was clearly talking about King Ramses from Courage the Cowardly Dog, the monstrosity that scared the heck out of me and probably most kids who grew up watching this show. So I got my video idea, and in this video, I'm gonna be recreating two of the scariest and creepiest characters to have ever appeared in cartoons. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so I'm gonna use this creepy image of King Ramses from the show, and my god was he terrifying. So first off, I'm gonna use the pen tool to make a selection of his head and then fill it in with this color and then make a selection of the clothes, and you get the picture, right? And we are done with the base plate. I don't know what it is, but there's something about this design that gives you the creeps. Anyway, so let's add the background, and for that I'm gonna fill this background with this blue. Then let's add a sky, then change the blend mode. Right, that looks okay. Now let's add the ground, make a selection right here, then clean it up a bit. Good, that is good. And now we're gonna make the background a bit darker, cause obviously. And we are done. That actually looks pretty good. Nice. And now it's time to add the textures. So I'm gonna place this image on top, then clip it to this part, then turn the blending mode to luminosity. Okay, then add a hue saturation adjustment layer, tweak these values. Alright, that looks very nice. I'm gonna warp this a bit as well. I'm gonna use a different image for this part, but the rest of the process is just about the same. I'm gonna do the same thing with all the other parts as well. And that looks alright, guess for now. And now let's add a pair of arms. And I think this skeleton thingy should be enough for that, I hope. Then time to add the head, and for that I'm gonna use this image of a mannequin. I think this was a crash test dummy, but whatever works guys. And I'm gonna place it over here, then turn the blend mode to luminosity again, make a few adjustments, and perfect. We are starting to crank up the creepiness, which is perfect. I'm gonna now add some texture to the hair. Use this hair perhaps. That looks alright. And now I'm gonna do that for all the other hair strands as well. Nice, that looks nice. I'm gonna trace the shape of the mouth. That should be good. Then fill it with this set of teeth. Like I said, this is gonna push it to the uncanny valley. Now I'm gonna place that down here and then make some more adjustments, and there it is. And for the rest of the face, I'm gonna try to match this with the original as much as I can. So I'll make this nose a bit more bigger. That should be enough. And now let's trace the eyes. I have this feeling that the eyes are gonna be a bit tricky. I'm gonna fill the eyes with this texture and raise the saturation. That looks good. Then add a bit of shadows. And then I'm gonna add more layers around the eyes. And that should give it some depth, hopefully. Yeah, that does help quite a bit. So let's do that for both the eyes. Okay, so now I'm gonna erase a portion from over here and from the other eye as well. Maybe fill that in with this color, then make a few more adjustments, and we are done. I might come back to this later on. The nose could look a bit more similar to the original, so I'm gonna try to change it up a bit. Alright then, I'm gonna add these things over here and on the other side as well. Perfect. And now it's time to enhance the background. I gotta make the ground a bit darker first. Now that looks good. Now add some light behind in the sky. And then it's time to add the fog. Alright then, time to add some shadows and highlights on the character. So I'm gonna make it a bit darker first and slowly start painting in some shadows. And now over here as well. I think I'm gonna give a nice gradient to the sky. Yep, that looks better. And then make the scene a bit more darker. Alright, now I'm gonna go back to the character, add some more shadows, then make a few more adjustments and add more shadows, and perfect. I feel like I could make the colors a bit more, should I say horror-like, whatever that means. And that should do it. And now it's time for more fog. Okay, and now back to adding more shadows. Alright, so now it's time for the highlights. So let's do that as well. And also some final touches to the environment, cause why not? And we are almost done. You know what? These rocks could use a bit more highlights. So this is gonna be time consuming, but it'll be worth it in the end. Alright, look at that. That definitely helped. And finally, I'm gonna make a few more final adjustments, and here is the final edit. If you are enjoying the video, hit that like button for the algorithm and also consider subscribing. Alright, so if you remember watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, I'm pretty sure you remember this guy. His name is Freaky Fred, one of the creepiest characters in all of cartoon history, and today I'm gonna make him realistic. So I'm gonna start off similar to what I've done with the previous one. So I'm gonna use the pen tool and make a selection of the suit first, then fill it with this color, then do the same thing for the hands, and pretty much for the whole thing. Alright then, moving on. So I'm gonna start giving it some texture by adding this suit, then turn it to luminosity. That looks spot on perfect. This makes it so much easier. And now I'm gonna add a collar to the suit. That looks nice. Then I'm gonna do the same thing for the rest of the suit, and this texture for the tie as well. Very nice. And for the face, I got this stock image of a real face, and I'm gonna transform it so that it fits the face. Use a lot of warping to make it easier. And there you go. And for the teeth, I'm gonna use this image. I have a feeling that this would be fun. Gonna do some puppet warping again, and a lot of it, and done. And now I'm gonna make some random slits in the teeth here and there. Alright then, moving on to the hair. Think I'm gonna try this set of hair. Hopefully it will work, and it does. Well, what do you know? That looks very nice. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the rest of the hair as well. And now for the eyebrows, which is something that could give me some trouble, not gonna lie. But I think if I try adding this on top, it should be fine. Okay, that does seem to be alright. And for the arms, I'm gonna use this image. I'm gonna try to adjust it a bit until it fits, and there we go. And do the same thing for the other arm as well, and then add the fist, then do the same thing for the other one as well, and done. And for the suitcase, I'm gonna add the base colors first, like I did with everything else. Then I'm gonna start adding the textures, then align this with the edge over here. Now that's a good look. Then add this thing in the middle, and a bit more adjustments, and that looks real nice. I like it. And then add a pair of eyes, then turn the blend mode to luminosity. Oh wow, that is really cool. Then do the same thing for the other eye, and perfect. And now I'm gonna add the inner sleeves. Alright then, time to make some changes to the face. So first off, I'm gonna adjust the position of the nose just a bit so that it matches with the character design of the original one. And now clean that up a bit. And now that we roughly created the character, I'm gonna drop a background in. Okay, so finally let's add some shadows and highlights. I'm gonna clean that up so that the eye sockets blends into the face. And then back to more shadows. And we are done. Alright, so now I'm gonna blur the background. That looks good. And now time to add some atmosphere. And with that done, I'm gonna have to add some highlights as well. So I'm gonna do that now. And would you look at that, it looks 10 times better now than 5 minutes ago. And finally, I'm gonna use camera raw filter to make some adjustments, and this is the final image. And if you watched this far and enjoyed the video, make sure to check out this video where I turned a drawing of a Charizard into a realistic one. And that's pretty much it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Cheers!